All right, let's dive into a real head scratcher today. Why is it that some of the absolute smartest people you know, we're talking doctors, lawyers, engineers, why do they so often crash and burn when they try trading? The secret, it turns out, isn't about their strategy at all. It's all happening inside their own head.
And I mean, just look at this number, 95%. That's how many traders fail. And I mean, lose everything in just their first year. That's just staggering. This isn't just a hard job, you know? For most people, it's a full-on psychological war zone, and they're walking in completely unarmed.
So, what's really going on here? What's the missing piece? Why do all the things that make someone successful everywhere else in life seem to completely backfire the second they step into the market? Well, let's break it down.
Okay, so our first section gets right to the heart of it, the trader's paradox. And it's all about how your greatest strengths can suddenly become your biggest weaknesses. It sounds crazy, right? But it's this really counterintuitive idea that the very skills that got you that promotion or made you successful in your career, well, in the market, they can become your absolute worst enemy.
Think about it. In pretty much every other part of life, we're taught to take control, right? To avoid being wrong at all costs, to analyze everything until we're certain. But the market? It plays by a totally different rulebook. You can't control it. You will be wrong, a lot actually. And certainty, forget about it. The market is all about uncertainty. The only thing you can actually control in this whole game is you.
And that's why this quote is so powerful. It basically says traders have to learn to think in probabilities. And, get this, surrender all the skills that made them successful everywhere else. You literally have to unlearn the habits that got you here. It's about developing a completely new way of thinking, one based on what's probable, not trying to predict what's certain.
So, because of this huge mismatch in skills, traders end up walking straight into a psychological minefield. We're talking about all these unseen mental traps. These are the hidden dangers that can absolutely wreck even the most brilliant trading plan.
And here are some of the big ones. First, you've got this addiction to random rewards. I mean, the market can feel just like a slot machine, right? And that feeling makes you want to bend the rules to chase the next big win. Then there's the fear of losing money, or even just the fear of being wrong, which can be absolutely paralyzing. And of course, when things go bad, what's the easiest thing to do? Blame the market. It's way easier than taking a hard look at our own choices.
This really hits the nail on the head. You just can't avoid risk. It's impossible. Trying to do that will have, and I quote, disastrous effects on your trading. You have to start thinking of losses as just the cost of doing business. It's like a shop owner paying rent. It's part of the game. Trying to trade without any losses is like trying to run a business with zero costs. It's pure fantasy. All right, so if we're going to escape all of these mental traps, we first have to get a handle on what the market really is. And I'll give you a hint. It's not the cold, logical, rational machine that most people think it is.
So here it is. The market isn't a person. It doesn't have a conscience. It's not out to get you. It's just a place. A place where millions of individuals are all acting on their own beliefs, all trying to take money from each other. That's its only purpose. In this giant game, the market owes you absolutely nothing. It doesn't care about your brilliant analysis, and it definitely doesn't care about your goals.
And that leads us to the most fundamental thing you have to understand about the market. It can do pretty much anything at any time. Why? Because it's just the sum of millions of people's beliefs and actions, all happening at once. It's chaotic. Think about it. All it takes is one trader, anywhere in the world, with enough money to make a move that completely blows up your perfect trade setup.
So, you're probably thinking, okay, if it's that random, how does anyone ever make money consistently? Well, here's the secret. It requires a massive mindset shift. You have to stop thinking like a player at the table and start thinking like the casino. Let's look at these two mindsets side by side. The typical trader, they're riding this insane emotional roller coaster. Every single trade feels like life or death. They need to be right. The casino, on the other hand, couldn't care less about any single spin of the roulette wheel. They know the outcome is random, they're just cool, mechanical, and consistent, playing the long-term odds. They're not trying to predict anything, they're just letting their statistical edge do the work. And this is really the core of it all, the probabilities paradox. At the micro level, one single trade, the outcome is totally random and unpredictable. It's a coin flip. But when you zoom out to the macro level, over a whole series of trades, that's where the magic happens. A small statistical edge suddenly becomes predictable. It creates consistency out of chaos. Take a look at this. A casino's edge in blackjack is just 4.5%. That's it. It's tiny. Do you think they sweat it when someone hits a lucky streak? No way, because they know that over thousands or millions of hands, that tiny little edge is a mathematical guarantee that they will make a profit. That is exactly how a successful trader has to think.
So the big question is, how do we actually do this? How do we rewire our brains to think like the casino? Well, it all starts with building a new foundation based on a few core beliefs about the market that you have to accept as absolute truth.
Okay, here they are, the 3 foundational beliefs you need. Number 1, you have to fully 100% accept the risk. This means knowing that any trade can be a loser and that losses aren't failures, they're just business expenses. Number 2, embrace uniqueness. You have to believe that every single moment in the market is a unique event. What happened 5 minutes ago doesn't dictate what happens next. And number 3, and this is the big one, think in probabilities. Stop obsessing over one trade. Your focus has to be on how your edge performs over a long series of trades.
When you really boil it all down, success in trading isn't about having a better chart or a secret indicator. It's about achieving a certain state of mind. It's a mental game. It's get into a place where you're not getting yanked around by fear or euphoria or that little voice in your head that just has to be right. So, after all of this, it becomes pretty clear, doesn't it? The real fight isn't against the market. It's not you versus the charts. The real battle is happening between your own 2 ears. Which leads me to the final question I want to leave you with. Is the market really your opponent, or is it your own mind?